Hello everyone, welcome into the ITNS Academy. Myself, Dr. Himani Singh. Today we are discussing about the contribution of environmental risk to non-communicable disease. So, what are disease? Disease are often known to be medical conditions that are associated with specific symptoms and signs. So we can define it as a disease is any abnormal condition that cause a disruption in the function of a body, tissue, organ or entire organism. Disease are recognized by a specific set of symptoms. Think about the disease, a cold, the flu, cancer, stroke, or diabetes, just to name a few. These diseases are disrupt the body in very characteristic way. Now think about what caused these conditions: virus, bacteria, fungi, smoking, genetic defects can be causes of this kind of disease. There are countless diseases, each with its own unique and characteristic cause. But why can you catch some disease but not others? This is due to the two different type of disease. First one is communicable disease and second one is non-communicable disease. So, what is communicable disease? Communicable disease are those disease which spread from one person to another through the wind, water or direct or indirect mode and are highly infectious. Non-communicable disease are those which are not spread and are non-contagious but are caused due to allergy, long illness, abnormalities in cell proliferation, inheritance and malfunction. We can differentiate here in communicable disease and non-communicable disease. Definition we have already covered above. If we are talking about the causative things, then pathogens that are highly infectious and vectors transmit these disease for the communicable disease, and non-communicable disease are the causative is allergy, malnutrition, illness due to the internal factors, lifestyle changes, environmental changes, abnormalities in cell proliferation. Agent causing infection could be virus and bacteria for communicable disease and no agent for the non-communicable disease. Inheritance factor cannot be inherited from one generation to another, but non-communicable disease can be inherited from generation on. Example of communicable disease is AIDS, thyroid, tuberculosis, malaria, cholera. And non-communicable disease examples are allergies, cancer, heart disease, and diabetes. Type of disease is as it can develop almost immediate. It is acute. And if we are talking about the non-communicable, as it develops over a period time and lasts for long, it is a chronic treatment. Sorry. Traditional method or therapies can be used for the communicable disease, but for non-communicable disease, surgery or specialized methodology used for the treatment. Impact from the environment on communicable disease. Almost 20, sorry, globally, 23% of all death could be prevented through healthier environment. 12.6 million deaths caused by the environment each year. Nearly two-thirds are due to non-communicable disease. Growing evidence indicate that early life exposure to environmental risks such as chemical, radiation, and air pollutants might increase non-communicable disease risk throughout life courses. Several environmental risks play a key role in the prevention of non-communicable disease, with ambient air pollution causing 2.8 million deaths, household air pollution 3.7 million deaths, and occupational risk more than 1 million non-communicable disease deaths per year. Now, impact from the environment on non-communicable disease. Top 10 causes of death from the environment. First one is a stroke. 2.5 million people can be affected by this stroke. Second one is the heart disease. 2.3 million people almost affected by this heart disease. Third one is the injuries. 1.7 million people are infected with these injuries. Fourth one is cancer. Almost 1.7 million people affected by this cancer. Fifth one is the chronic respiratory disease. 1.4 million people worldwide affected by the chronic respiratory disease. Sixth one is the diarrheal disease, and seventh one is the respiratory infections. Eighth one is the neonatal conditions, and ninth is malaria, and 10th one is all international injuries. So 8.2 million out of 12.6 million deaths caused by the environment are due to non-communicable disease. Now, the impact of environment on non-communicable disease. In this picture, you can see the non-communicable fractions of non-communicable disease death due to the risk factor. Here the yellow yellow portion is showing cardiovascular disease, and green line is showing cancer. Light blue color is showing chronic respiratory disease, and this color is showing the other non-communicable disease. You can see here household air pollution affects the cardiovascular disease how much, and the ambient air pollution also affect a lot of cardiovascular disease. You can see second-hand smoke also affected the cardiovascular disease. Lead, smoking is the main thing which affect cardiovascular disease, cancer, and chronic respiratory disease equally almost. And here high sodium intake more affect cardiovascular disease, and diet low in fruits also affected the cardiovascular disease, and low physical activity affected affected of the cardiovascular disease. Alcohol also affected cardiovascular disease. So in by this picture you can see the variation of um, the death rate due to the non-communicable disease. Now we are going to see the non-communicable disease death attributed to environmental risk by income level. Here again, red is showing random, and blue is showing second-hand smoke, green is lead, showing lead, and this color is showing the occupational risk, and yellow color is showing ambient air pollution, and this color is household air pollution. Now you can see high income countries level, the in high income countries level ambient air pollution is very high, then occupational risk is high, and then the lead and second hand smoke and random things are going on. As upper middle income countries, you can see the household air contribute a lot, and ambient air and occupational risk contribute. And last one is the lead and second hand smoke contribute in this one. Low middle income countries, the level of household air pollution is very high. Almost 70 to 75% is increase of the household air pollution, and ambient air pollution is also high. But if we are seeing in the low income countries, the household air pollutions and ambient air pollution is little bit decrease as compared to the upper middle income countries and lower middle income countries. So now the major non-communicable disease. First one is cardiovascular disease. It could be included. It is included in heart attack and stroke. Second one is cancer. Third one is diabetes. Fourth one is chronic respiratory disease. It includes COPD and asthma. Why important to know about the non-communicable disease? The number one cause of death in the world, more than 36 million people is in um, are death by this non-communicable disease. Cardiovascular disease, almost 48% people are affected by the cardiovascular disease. 21% people are affected by the cancer, and 3% people are affected by the diabetes, and here 12% people are affected by the chronic respiratory disease. More than 9 million deaths are premature under 60 years of age and could be prevented. So cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease refer to the class of disease that involve the heart or blood vessel, arteries and veins. While the term technically refer to any disease that affect the cardiovascular system, it is unusually used to refer to those related to arterial disease. Ambient air pollution and household air pollution from cooking with polluting fuels are estimated to cause 13% and 17% of cardiovascular disease. Around 3% of cardiovascular disease are attributed to second-hand smoke and 2% of lead. So cardiovascular diseases are prevented in many forms and have different categories, and includes are hypertension, it's a high blood pressure, coronary heart disease, we can know as a heart attack also, cerebrovascular disease, we know as a stroke, peripheral vascular disease, heart failure, reminders heart disease, and congenital heart disease. Last one is the cardiomyopathies. So what are the risk factors for cardiovascular disease? The most important behavior risk factor of heart disease and stroke are unhealthy diet. So stroke and heart disease are unhealthy diet, physically inactively tobacco use and harmful use of alcohol. The effects of behavior risk factor may show up in individuals as raised blood pressure, raised blood glucose, and raised cholesterol, raised blood lipid, and overweight and obesity. These intermediate risk factor can be measured in primary care facilities and indicate an increased risk of developing a heart attack, stroke, heart failure, and other complications. So now, what is the cancer actually? Uncontrolled growth of abnormal cells in the body called cancer. Cancer develops when the body normal control mechanisms stop working. Old cells do not die and instant growth out of control, forming new abnormal cells. These extra cells may form a mass of tissue called a tumor. Five main categories of cancer are carcinomas, being in the skin or tissues that lines the internal organs. Second one is sarcomas, develop in the bone, cartilage, fat, muscles or other connective tissue. Next one is leukemia, being in the blood and bone marrow. Next one is lymphomas, start in the immune system, and last one is central nervous system cancer, develop in the brain and spinal cord. About 25% of lung cancer death are attributed to the ambient air pollution and 17% to household smoke from burning unclean fuels. Smoking is the most important risk factor for developing lung cancer, causing 68% of the burden. However, more than 20 environmental and occupational agents are proven lung carcinogen in humans. Now we are discussing about the diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic death that occurs when the pancreas does not produce enough insulin, or alternatively when the body cannot effectively use the insulin products. Insulin is a hormone that regulates blood sugar. Type of diabetes is type 1 diabetes can develop at any age but occur most frequently in children and adolescents. When you have type 1 diabetes, your body produces very little or no insulin, which means that you need daily insulin injection to maintain blood glucose level under control. Type 2 diabetes is more common in adults. For around 90% of all diabetes cases, when you have type 2 diabetes, your body does not make good use of the insulin that it produces. The type 2 diabetes treatment is healthy life style, including increased physical activity and healthy diet. However, over time, most people with type 2 diabetes will require oral drug and insulin to keep their blood glucose level under control. Now, in this picture, we can see the diabetes affects people of all ages, typically showing higher prevalence with increasing age up to 60 to 69 years. You can see in this picture 20 to 29 years, 30 to 39 years is, and more highest level is 60 to 69 years is 1,169,200 people are affected by 60 to 69 years age, and almost 70 to 79 years is almost 1,097,000 people are affected. So we can say the 60 to 79 years are very crucial for developing diabetes or affecting pupil. Chronic respiratory disease, a group of lung disease that block airflow and make it difficult to breathe called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. There are two main forms of COPD: chronic bronchitis, which involve long-term cough with mucus, and emphysema, which involve damage to the lung over time. Globally, 41% of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease is attributed to smoking. Air pollution is also an important cause, with 30% of COPD being attributed to household air pollution, 9% of ambient air pollution, and 12% of workplace air pollution. Early life exposure to second-hand tobacco smoke and air pollution can induce reduced lung function and a predisposition for pulmonary disease. Now we are going to discuss about the asthma. Asthma is a long-term disease of the lung. It causes your airway to get inflamed and narrow and make breathing difficult. Coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath and chest tightness are classic asthma symptoms. Exposure to dampness, molds, house dust, mites, and other allergens in homes are a cause of asthma exacerbations. Work-related asthma is a frequent occupational disease and can be caused by many agents, including cleaning agents, enzymes, flour, wood dust, latex, and metals, which may even require job change if other measures are unsuccessful. Now, COPD statistics. If we see the statistics of COPD, the Global Burden of Disease study reported a prevalence of 251 million cases of COPD globally in 2016. The primary cause of COPD is exposure to tobacco smoke, either active smoking or second-hand smoke. Some cases of COPD are due to long-term asthma. Estimates are that by the year 2030, COPD will rise to the third leading cause of death worldwide unless urgent action is not taken to reduce tobacco use. Many cases of COPD are preventable by the avoidance or early cessation of smoking. Hence, it is important that countries adopt the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control and implement on it. COPD is not curable, but treatment can relieve symptoms, improve quality of life, and reduce the risk of death. COPD is the third leading cause of death in the US, beaten only by cancer and heart disease. Globally, it is the fifth leading cause of death. So, what is the conclusion? The non-communicable disease may not be able to cure completely, but can be controlled and are preventable through effective interventions that tackle risk factor. So, main area of environmental action to prevent disease. These are cancer. Cancer could be the air pollutions, management of chemicals, radiations, and worker protections. And second one is unpolar depressive disorder. It could be by the occupational stress, work-life imbalance. And third one is cardiovascular disease. Is affected the household and ambient air pollution, second-hand tobacco smoke, and chemicals. Fourth one is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Household air pollution, work protections is affected. Asthma, air pollution, second-hand tobacco smoke, indoor molds, and dampness, occupational asthmatism could be affected for the asthma. And musculoskeletal disease, occupational stressor, pool, work pressure, prolonged sitting, carrying water, and solid fuels for household needs. Now, WHO Global Target Action Plan for the Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Disease. In this picture, we can see that the 9 targets are fixed by the WHO. First one is the mortality and morbidity. Premature mortality from non-communicable disease. A 25% relative reduction in risk of premature mortality from cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, or chronic respiratory disease. And second one is the behavior risk factor. It could be included the harmful use of alcohol, physical inactivity, salt or sodium intake, or tobacco use. Almost you can see in this table almost a 10% relative reduction in the harmful use of alcohol as appropriate within the national contacts, and 10% relative reduction in prevalence of insufficient physical inactivity, a 30% relative reduction in mean population intake of salt or sodium, a 30% relative reduction in prevalence of current tobacco use in people around 50 plus years. And next one, if we are talking about the biological risk factor, raised blood pressure and diabetes and obesity can be included in the biological risk factor. 25% relative reduction in the prevalence of raised blood pressure or contain the prevalence of raised blood pressure according to national circumstances, and hurt the raise in diabetes and obesity is the can be cause of the diabetes and obesity. And next one is the national system response. Drug therapy to prevent heart attack and stroke, and essential non-communicable disease medicine and basic technology to treat major non-communicable disease are the part of national system response. At least 50% of eligible people receive drug therapy and counseling to prevent heart attack and stroke. On 80% availability of the affordable basic technology and essential medicines including generic required to treat major non-communicable disease in both public and private facilities. So now we are discussing about the key area for the primary prevention of the major non-communicable disease. First one is the promote proper nutrition. In this part, WHO includes limit intake of fatty, salty and preserved food, increased intake of vegetable and fruits, avoid high calories, low nutrient value food like junk food, instant noodles and soft drinks. Start developing healthy habit in children. Promote proper nutrition, key area for the primary preservation of major non-communicable disease. If we are talking about the encourage more physical activity and exercise, then some points can be included by the WHO. It could be moderate physical activity of at least 30 minutes for most days. Integrate physical activity and exercise into regular day-to-day activities. Promote walking as one form of exercise that is possible for all, including older person and persons with cardiovascular disease. If we are talking about the promote smoke-free individuals and environment, then some points can be included by the WHO. It could be the reduce affordable of tobacco products by increasing tobacco excise taxes, create by law completely smoke-free environment in all indoor workplace, public place and public transport, warn people of the dangers of tobacco and tobacco smoke through effective health warning and mass media campaigning, ban all form of tobacco advertising, promotions and sponsorship, discourage excessive alcohol drinking, excise tax increase on alcoholic beverages, comprehensively restrictions and bans on alcohol advertising and promotions, restrictions on the availability of retail alcohol, implement the WHO global strategy to reduce harmful use of alcohol. Last one is manage stress effectively. Regular health checkup for early diagnosis and promote treatment can prevention of the major non-communicable disease. Hope you all enjoy this lecture. Thank you for being with me.